Why are some people better at drawing than others? Why is it so easy for some people to represent the world around them in a drawing, and why do some other people struggle so much? There's a reason for that, and I'll try to explain this based on my experience. Alright, so when I talk about drawing, I specifically talk about representational drawings, like representing the world around you. I'm not talking about abstract drawing, of course, and I'm talking mainly about realism. Why is it so easy for some people and why is it so hard for some others? Well, I don't know if it's really easy for anyone, but for some people it is definitely very hard, and some people might think that, well, there's nothing to do, they just suck at drawing, and well, that's it. No, that's not it. There are some factors affecting how people are able to draw and represent the world around them. The first one is the perception of the visual world around you and the appearance of the objects around you. The second factor is ignoring the details and focusing on some elements that really reinforces the visual realism of the drawing. And the third factor is the visual memory. So I'm not an expert on the psychology and all the complex neuroscience happening when someone is drawing, but based on my experience and what I've seen people struggling with, I can tell that a lot of it has to do with our perception of the world. Our brains are designed to simplify the visible world for us. Our brains are constantly receiving visual information. When you open your eyes, your brain is receiving all the light coming into your eyes, and basically you just have a bunch of random shapes. Like you have, oh, this is a red shape, this is a white shape, and all these patches of colors are all over the place. And when you move your head, the patches of colors move. This tells you that seeing is not as simple as just opening your eyes, and that when you see the world around you, your brain is actually doing a lot to give you a visual impression that's already filtered from the actual reality. It's not just the light coming into your eyes, and it's not a passive process. The brain sort of abstracts you from all the subtle nuances in the light, in the perspective, in the shape, in the size, to help you understand the world in terms of concept. So when we talk practically about the world, we talk in terms of concept, and when we talk artistically about the world, we talk about appearances. And a lot of things beginners struggle with is like when drawing a face, for instance, they want to draw an eye. So I can't seem to draw this eye. Yeah, but maybe it's because this is an eye like this, and you want to shape following the concept of the eye, like, you know, this Egyptian eye, very stereotypical representation of an eye, which works okay as a symbol, but it's not an accurate visual representation of the eye if it's like this or if it's like this. It's not going to be the same eye for an artist. For your brain, it's going to be the exact same eye, but for an artist, it's not. Just like the nose. If I stand like this, my nose looks like this, but if I'm in a profile, the shape is completely different. And if I'm like this, the shape is absolutely different. And this is something that many beginners struggle with, because they first want to draw a nose, and they don't want to draw the shape that the appearance of the light hitting the nose and coming back to their eyes is providing. You need to sort of restrain your brain to consider all these elements that have been abstracted before, and now you need them back. Bring me back all this visual information because I need them. So to conclude on this first point is, forget about the concept of the thing and focus on how the thing looks. Focus on the appearance. Another thing beginners seem to struggle with is details, like unnecessary details. Many beginners seem to be very attracted to details, and like most of the details are okay, but really they are the last thing that you want to consider in a drawing. I'm not saying that you should avoid details in a drawing. I'm just saying that they do not help to produce a realistic impression of the reality. If you want to draw something realistically, details are absolutely useless. Details matter, yeah, but not to do a drawing. So this comes from our brain again. It's used to focusing on small details here and there because details are important in life. But for a drawing, to produce the visual impression of a drawing, details are not really that important. Details are not going to give you accurate proportions, for instance. Details are not going to give you a sense of the form, of the volume. The only thing details do is sort of make you feel good. So like you sort of have a likeness in a way because you nailed these details, but the rest is out of proportions, and this is and focusing on the proportions means that you have to completely abstract from all these details and do all sorts of measurements like mentally that are really tough to get. And the third factor that makes a difference between people that know how to draw realistically and people that don't know really how to draw is, to me, visual memory. Visual memory, I already talked about it. I've already made a video where you can improve your visual memory if you want, so click here somewhere or down below. And I talked about this and in details and gave you exercise on how you can improve your visual memory. As an artist, you need to focus on something that are very unfamiliar to your brain, and also you need to remember them. So like, let's say you're looking at your model, you're taking your measurements, and then you have to turn your head and do that on your paper. But during that time, there's a split second right here where a lot of information can be lost. There's a short lapse, but in reality, this lapse is very important. You have to memorize things and you have to focus on the right thing because memory works with key elements. You need to use some visual landmarks to memorize things. Memory doesn't work out of nowhere. You don't memorize things by magic. Memory actually requires some type of organization in your head. You need some type of hierarchy of the things that are that need to be memorized first, the things that are the easiest to memorize, and then go into more and more complex details and more complex forms. So is there a way to practice that? Yes. Is there such a thing as inner talent? Is there such a thing as a natural gift? No. In a way, yes, because for some people it's going to be easy. So they have naturally good visual memory, they naturally focus on the most important parts of the drawing and not on the details, and they are naturally capable of grasping all this visual information that the brain usually abstracts. So for some people it's just going to feel more natural and it's just going to be easier, which doesn't mean that someone struggling cannot get to the same level. It's just more work. So you have to not give up. Everyone needs to work hard for good drawings. Some people need to work harder. Some people have it easier, and that's the only difference. Let me know what you think. What do you think is the main difference separating people that are good at drawing and people that are bad and struggle? What do you think is the main difference? Where does it come from? And how did you guys overcome your struggles? Let me know in the comment section. Guys, I see you for the next video. Until then, take care and have fun drawing, have fun painting.